Good morning from me and iPad Kid. We have an errand, shall we say, to run this morning. I am going to pick up some cupcakes for my friend's birthday. We're going out of town today and I needed to go get some cupcakes. And so yeah, it's gonna be a surprise. She doesn't know I'm getting cupcakes. They look like little succulents. They have like buttercream succulents on them and they're so cute. They're from my cake girl, so they are vegan, for a couple of reasons. Number one, because she's the only like small business cake decorator that I know, and who I can literally, like, I trust her to make things so beautiful. And like, I mean, I know other cake decorators, but they have like actual like brick and mortar stores and businesses and stuff, and they don't have time for like a little 12 cupcake order. And then also I would like to eat one of the cupcakes, so it is helpful that they're vegan. But they're still good, okay? Before anybody's like, wow, you got your friend vegan cupcakes. They're delicious, actually. They're delish. So I am feeling like super not body pause today. Just so you guys know, I'm feeling a little bit like, who is that? And not in a good way. Not in a good way. So I'm trying to get over that right now. So if you need a little hype up sesh, so do I. Let's just talk about how amazing our bodies are. How amazing are our bodies getting us through the day? Even if you struggle with health issues, mental health issues, physical, how amazing is it that we are alive right now and that we are literally sitting here on the internet, hundreds of miles away from each other, and we are having this moment together, and we're healthy enough and safe enough in our bodies to do that. So fuck a double chin, okay? Our bodies are incredible. You look great. So do I. I'm feeling better. That's all it takes sometimes. That's all it takes is just a little hype up talk from your bestie or to your bestie. So we are on our way to get those cupcakes, and it's like a 45-minute drive. So I was just like, and it's literally 7 a.m. So I was just like, Rosie, do you want to watch the iPad? And it's been dead for days. So I was like, it's probably not even going to turn on, but it's plugged into the car. So hopefully it will turn on. I decided to paint one of my Polly Pocket houses. The one, I feel like I have something like in my teeth, but I couldn't because I haven't eaten yet and I just brushed my teeth. I don't know, I feel like there's something like in my mouth. Anyway, I decided to start painting one of my Polly Pocket houses, the one that arrived a bit damaged, where like the floor was peeling back. And sorry you guys, like, I don't know what, it's like my, it's like my lip skin. I have like a little bump or like a piece of peeling skin on the inside of my lip, and it keeps like rubbing against my gums. That's what it is. It just feels really weird. This is like the most aesthetic vlog channel that you have ever seen in your life, is it not? Oh my gosh, who is that? This channel is about to blow up and get millions of views because people are gonna be like, wow, need to share this video with somebody. Somebody's gonna benefit from watching this shit. Anyway, I decided to start painting one of my Polly Pocket houses, the one that was damaged with the floor that was a little bit ripped, because I was like, if I'm ever gonna try to paint one, this is the one. I have one, it's damaged. The other ones are in perfect condition. So I was like, I don't want to paint those. So I want to start with one that's broken. So I attempted to start painting it, and I was just like, this is not going to work, because I tried to go in with purple at first and it would not show up because I was painting over something that was already colored. And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to try to paint it white. So I painted the whole inside white to like have it be a blank canvas to start out with. I have no idea if that's what I'm supposed to do. I have no idea. And the more that I look at those other Polly Pocket houses that are painted, I think that the artist uses like spray paint on the outside and like probably for some of the inside too. That's what I would guess, because it's just like so smooth and so thin, and I don't know. But that's what I decided to do. I decided to paint it white. I'm going into it having absolutely no clue what I'm doing. Like, I've only ever seen one person do it before, Polly Thur on Instagram, POLLYTHER, and that's the only person that I've ever seen repaint and remake art with Polly Pocket compacts. So I am totally 100%, like, I'm not copying her, but I am taking full inspiration from her trying to paint these Polly Pockets. But I can tell this is literally going to take me at least a week. So it's going to be a labor of love, that's for sure. Just doing the white, I've been working on just painting the background white for like 3 hours at this point, not including drying time. So maybe like 2 hours. But either way, like not even including drying time. So this is going to be many layers, lots of love. And I was looking at my paints and I was like, these paints suck. Like, I got them at Costco. They work enough, you know, they're good for crafts and stuff, but I was like, I want this to be shiny, I want it to be sparkly, I want it to be beautiful. So I went on the Amazon and I was looking for paints, and then my own advice was ringing in my head, and I was just like, no, you know what, I don't want to spend $78 on 8 paints. I just don't. I was going to get the jewel toned and the essentials colors. They were like 4 jewel tones and 4 essential colors in a bundle for $78 from the brand Arteza, Arteza, and they were rated super, super highly, and they looked so beautiful. And eventually, bless you, Gesundheit. Eventually I do want to get those, but I was just like, for my first ever project, I can make the paints that I have work, but I just want some other paints to go like on top of it or to mix in with it to make it beautiful. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna check and just see what's out there on the internet for me to buy. And I found on Mercari for $45, I think it was listed for $45 and free shipping. And it was the same brand, Arteza, because that's the brand that I wanted to look for. They just looked so beautiful and so high quality. I don't know if they are, forgive me if they're not, but they looked so beautiful and so high quality that I was like, okay, this is the brand that I'm gonna look out for. And I found a set of 10 iridescent Arteza paints, and they're all, can you let me over, bestie? Can you let me over, bestie? Thank you. I love you so much. Thank you. Yeah, they're like 10 shades of beautiful, like glittery, iridescent paints. And I just thought that they were so beautiful. And then it also comes with like half of a tube of like this pastel pink color that's not iridescent, and then half of a pot of this gold color. But the iridescent ones are never opened. And I was just like, okay. So they were $45 free shipping. I placed an offer of $36. She counter offered with $38 and I accepted it. So $38 instead of $78, and I get more paint. And instead of just being the essential tones and the jewel tones, I got iridescent colors, which are so beautiful. So yeah, I found those on Mercari. If you guys are interested in Mercari, it's like eBay but cool. Sorry, I have an itch on my back. It's like eBay but cool. I found all of my Polly Pocket stuff there. I found clothing there. I found a sweater for my mom for Christmas there. I found Polly Pocket bags there. I found this paint. I found Crest 3D whitening strips that I was going to get because you got $15 or $20 cash back or not cash back, but on Walgreens, my cash rewards, you got like a super big deal plus $20 in my Walgreens cash. And I was just like, oh my God, I'm gonna get them there. And then I was like, I wonder if I can find a better deal elsewhere. So I looked on Mercari and they were selling the same whitening strips there, but instead of like $55 plus the $15 Walgreens cash that I would have gotten, so 55, 40, yeah, $40. I found them for $28 on Mercari. And they're unopened, same 3D whitening strips. It's just like makeup, clothes, things that people, vintage stuff, art supplies, whatever. And so yeah, I got those there as well. If you guys are interested in Mercari, I will leave a sign up link in my description box down below. I do get something I think I get $10 or something if you make your first purchase, and you get $10 off of your first purchase on Mercari. So if you buy like a $10 item or something, you can get it for free basically, or maybe it's over $20 or something. Either way, you get it half price. But yeah, you get $10 in credit if you sign up using my link. And of course, it supports my channel. I appreciate it so much. I don't get paid for this channel. I just do it for fun. I do it for the connection, for the community. And my main YouTube channel, I literally make like $230 a month now at the most. My ad revenue has been dropped significantly. So yeah, I don't really make money from YouTube. I don't even make enough to like make a car payment or anything like that. So I just do it for funsies. So any way that you guys can possibly support me, I appreciate it so much. My life depends on your support. So thank you so much for anybody who's ever done that or used like my Ibotta link for, you get $5 in your account and I get $5 in my account every time when you start using Ibotta and you use my link. And yeah, if you've ever purchased from my small business, my Etsy shop, that means the whole world to me. I just got an order this morning for 2 Lord of the Rings candles. I have the Shire in the Springtime and Waterfalls of Rivendell. Those 2 scents actually complement each other a lot. One of them, the Waterfalls of Rivendell, is like a sparkling bergamot waters smell. It's very fresh, very nice and clean. And then the Shire in the Springtime is white tea and figs. And they're both just very fresh smells. Although different, they're very complementary of one another. And they're both beautiful and perfect for a Lord of the Rings fan. So excited to ship those out and have them get that. Whenever I see something like that, I always wish that like I had like an order with all Harry Potter scents or something. I'm always just like, I'm gonna send them a little something extra, because I can always tell that like they're a super fan. So like if I don't have any other scents of the Lord of the Rings ones, so I'm not gonna send out any like wax melts or anything because I don't have any others. But like if I see somebody who has 2 Harry Potter candles in their cart, I'll send them a wax melt of like one of my other Harry Potter scents just for free, to be like, Mommy, hey bestie, I know you like this too. You need to pee.
Yeah, I didn't pee before we leave.
Uh-oh. You gotta hold it for a little bit. Don't know what I'm gonna do about that. We are 20 minutes away from our destination and another 40 minutes away from her school, so she cannot hold it for an hour. Even if she holds it for 20 minutes, what are we gonna do? Go pee in this lady's house? So we'll have to stop along the way and pee. And this is why I left super early, because I knew because I have to bring her to school at 9, and I was just like, I know that if I cut it down to the wire, then we're gonna be late for school. So we left literally like 20 to 30 minutes earlier than we had to leave, which is really good because stuff like this happens. You know, she's so independent and she knows her body so well that I never ask her to pee before we leave anymore. Like, I just forget. And then sometimes things like this happen where she has to go and I'm just like, dang it, I should have asked her to pee, but I just totally forgot because I just assumed that she like knows to go, you know, which is silly. She's only 4, she just turned 4, but that's just always what I just assume that she's got it, you know. Yeah, I have to pack. I cleaned my floors this morning. I have to pack for the girls' weekend when I get home. I have to find some way to keep the cupcakes cold because if they're in my car, they might get super hot and melt. Although it's supposed to be pretty chilly today. It's 56 right now, and I think it's only supposed to get up to like 60 something, and it's supposed to be like raining and thunderstorming and stuff all day, so it's not supposed to be like hot like it was yesterday. But my friend Rochelle and I are driving together, and we're gonna get to the town that our Airbnb is in a little bit before like we can even check in, by a few hours before we can even check in. So we're just gonna, you know, explore, mosey around, do other things, and kill time while we're waiting to check into our Airbnb. So I just need to make sure I have the cupcakes in a cold spot in the car so that they don't like sit in the car while we're out and about doing things, thrifting and stuff, and melting. But either way, like, I'll show her the cupcakes when they're nice and fresh and like ready for like photos and stuff, and I'll show her them then so that she's not missing out on how beautiful they are. I know they're gonna be beautiful. I haven't seen any pictures or anything yet, but yeah, it was a dozen cupcakes, $30, exactly the way that I wanted it, decorated so beautifully, supporting a small business, vegan. She's a mama, she works out of her home, and her cakes are delicious. So I'm so happy to pay that and give her a fat tip as well, because I feel like most people don't tip for things like that, but they totally should. It's like she is doing such a huge service to me, and I feel like $30 for a dozen cupcakes is super cheap for like custom cupcakes, whatever you want, you know. If you're just going to a bakery, paying $30 for a dozen is probably a little expensive, but for like a small business custom order, I don't know, I don't think it is. So I like to give fat tips. I do. I would love to be super rich one day so that one of the day, like we've done it a few times, but we've been broke at the same time, like, but we've done it anyway, where, excuse me, I have bubbles in my throat, like hiccupy bubbles, where we've had like our waitress or our waiter or whatever, and they've just done such a good job and we like them so much that we've like left them a $50 tip on a $20 tab or whatever. $20 tab. What is this, pre-COVID days? Oh my God. $20 tab for what? An appetizer? Anyway, but like when we used to go out to dinner, we would just leave like a big tip. Not to everybody, because not everybody deserves it. Some people suck, you know. Some people are not great, but for the ones who do deserve it and who just give you such a great dining experience and are so kind and so good and such a helpful, whatever, like hard worker, I just wish that I had the money to just be like, you know what, I'm gonna tip this person $100 tonight and just make them happy, you know. I would love to do that. As somebody who used to be a waitress, those people, few and far between, meant everything, you know. They kept you going when you did not want to keep going because the job conditions suck and the other people are so rude to you and mean to you, and they're just like expecting you to go above and beyond and give them the world for their $2 tip, and it's just like why do I work here? And then somebody will just hand you a 20 and buy one beer, and you're just like, oh my God, life is good. Life is good. This is worth it. Yeah, being a waitress, man, that was an interesting time. It was a totally interesting time. And I'm really good at it. Like, I'm super good with people, super likable, I feel like, in those kinds of situations. I'm very good at, like, laughing at jokes and, you know, being friendly and telling them a little bit about myself, learning about them, and making them comfortable and giving them space when they need space, and just all of that. I feel like I'm just a pretty good people person-y waitress, but I get overwhelmed if it's like more than 4 tables. I'm out. Like 4 tables at a time, I'm done. No thank you. I remember one time I worked on the patio the day, there was a day that we had just opened the patio, and I was the only waitress on until 4 o'clock. So I worked the morning shift, but I was the last one to get cut. And we opened the patio, and for some reason, everybody and their sister, it wasn't even a weekend or anything, it was like a freaking Tuesday or Wednesday, but everybody came to the place, and it was just me and one bartender, and I got slammed. I had like 3 tables inside, and the entire patio was full. We had to open up the second side of the patio, and I ended up having like 35 tables that day, and 30 of the tables were in like a 3-hour period, and I was just freaking slammed, and I was like running back and forth and forgetting things, and I was just like, I'm never doing this again. So from that moment on, I was like, sorry, I can't ever be the last cut. I just can't. Like, I'm either cut first or I'm cut second, but I'm never going to be third cut again. And I wasn't. And I feel like that's so important to do in jobs, to tell them, like, because you get walked all over by management and by scheduling if you don't put your foot down from the second you're hired at a restaurant. Legitimately, like, they will work you to the bone. They will work you on holidays. They will, like, somebody's always got to work. But right when I was hired, I literally told them at my interview, I was like, hey, just so you know, I like to travel a lot. I like to travel about once a month, and I will give you notice the month beforehand, like what days I'm going to be gone, but I do like to travel. I cannot work weekends. I never worked a weekend there. I was like, I cannot work Saturdays or Sundays, but I can work every other day, Monday through Friday. I don't work at night. I sound like a peach to hire, don't I? But I'm so good to work with. Like, I really am. And yeah, like the hardest worker in the room, I swear to you. And so I was just like, these are the days that I can work. These are the times that I can work. I will work as much as you will let me work in those times. And if I say I can't work, I can't work, you know? And so people would be like, oh my God, I said I needed Wednesdays off because I have school, and they scheduled me anyway. And I was like, well, did you say anything to them? And they were like, well, no, or I tried. And it's like, no, you tell them, I can't work Wednesdays. I will not be here. You can put me on the schedule, but I will not be here. You know, like,
Mommy,
you gotta go potty. Yeah?
I'm in a different one.
I can't help you right now, sweetheart.
I'm watching Mama's video.
But yeah, just tell them I will not show up. Like, I want to work here. I love working here, and be a good enough worker and a good enough employee and a go-getter, and a positive influence at work, and you can get whatever you want. You really can. And if you can't, go work somewhere else. Literally go work somewhere else. Ain't hard to find a restaurant job. I tell you what, they're always hiring. Their turnaround time is like 2 months. So yeah, I remember one time at, like, because I've never been, like, I've always had like mental health issues and stuff, and I like scream and cry and all of that nonsense. And I remember one time, one of my managers was just like, Brooke, I have never seen you without a big smile on your face. I'd been working there for like 3 years, or like 2 years at this point. And he was like, I have never seen you without just the biggest, most wonderful smile on your face. Are you ever sad? And I was like, me? I was blown away, because I was just like, I'm always sad. Like, I feel like I am just such a sad at the time, especially, I was just like, I'm always sad. Not anymore, which is actually really cool now that I think about it, because I'm not that way anymore. But at the time, I was always sad, always crying, always bummed out. And so to hear him say that, I was like, wow, I really do put on a good face at work. I really do put on a show. Because, like, good for me. Good for me. So yeah, just be that shining light at work, and be firm, and just tell them, like, bitch, I'm not coming. I love that you want to schedule me for that day, but I already told you no. I'm sorry. Yeah, and like people, like parents, people with kids would be like, oh my God, I have to pick up my kid at daycare at 3 and they keep putting me last cut. And I'm like, then tell them not to. Like, it just blows my mind. People are just so not firm. They're not firm. Then again, like quitting, I am the ultimate bad employee when it comes to like quitting a job. Or like, yeah, I won't say that I've ghosted, or like I've either been fired I've been fired once, and all the other jobs have either come to like a mutual like decision, or me just kind of ghosting them. And I know that that's not good, but that's when I get nervous and feel afraid to like speak up and speak my mind, is to say like, I'm leaving, even though they don't care. They don't care. They go through people, like I said, like every 2 months they hire new people. So they don't care, but it's just so scary to me to be like, I'm not gonna come back. Yeah. I remember with Rosie, when I was pregnant, it was right before Christmas, and I told them, I was like, I cannot work. I can work on Christmas Day morning shift, but I cannot work on Christmas Eve. And they were like, okay. So they gave me Christmas Eve off, and then somehow I think I got Christmas Day off as well. And then it was the weekend. It was like Christmas Day, or Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and then the weekend, which I didn't work anyway. And I had taken a week off beforehand, or like something ended up working out to where I put in my 2 weeks, but in those 2 weeks, I wasn't on the schedule anyway. So I literally was just like, yeah, you guys, I'm not going to be coming back. And they were like, what? Like, we just gave you the holiday off and everything. Like, everybody wanted the holiday off and you got it. And I was just like, I know. Thank you. I wasn't going to be here anyway, so I'm not coming back. Yeah, and I just quit, and I have not worked a regular job since. I've worked from home ever since, and been super, super, super blessed and lucky to do that. I would rather work 24 hours a day for myself than work 6 hours a day every day for someone else. You know? What you doing? Don't you even think about it, sir. Ooh, they're building a new house there. We're almost there, 10 minutes. She has to go to the bathroom. If she says it one more time, I'll stop. But otherwise, I'll wait until we're on the way home. So, yeah, super grateful for that iPad right now. She has not been on the iPad for days because she's been in school. So all week she hasn't been on the iPad. But just this morning, I was like, we've literally got 85 minutes to 90 minutes of driving to do this morning. It's 7 a.m. Girl, you get on that iPad and you watch that show, and then you go to school and you learn things. And yeah, I'm really grateful for that iPad. Just waiting to be able to turn. Yay, We are in Minneapolis. We've been in Minneapolis for a long time though. Minneapolis is huge. It's massive. So, oh, happy Cinco de Mayo. I just realized it is Cinco de Mayo if you celebrate. To be honest with you, this is gonna sound super ignorant of me, and it is ignorant. I have no idea what Cinco de Mayo is for. What is Cinco de Mayo? I know it's the 5th of May, duh. But like, what is it celebrating? Somebody please educate me in the comments so I know. I don't want to be stupid. Somebody tell me. Is it like Mexico's 4th of July, like their Independence Day? Or like, what is that? Please tell me. Wow, I didn't know that until I was just saying it out loud. And now I feel silly. I feel so darn silly. But yeah, we are in Minneapolis. I'm sure it will be popping, pop, lock, and dropping today at all the bars and stuff because of Cinco de Mayo. Yeah, today or yesterday I was like, what time can I pick up my cupcakes? And she was just like, oh, well, I get off, or my husband gets off work at 2 and I get off work at 4:30, which works better for you. And I know her husband too, because he is a chef, or a cook. He's a chef. He does like pop-ups at breweries and stuff, and he's an all-vegan chef. They're an all-vegan family. He makes really awesome shit and super cool people. And I was just like, crap, I was really hoping to be able to pick it up in the morning, but I felt rude saying, oh shit, I was really hoping to pick it up in the morning. So instead I was like, the earlier the better, can I come right at 2? And she was just like, actually, like, you can come in the morning if you want. Like, I leave for work at 8:45. And I was like, can I be there at like 8:15? Is that too early? And she was like, not too early at all. So thankfully, she is letting me come pick up the cake or the cupcakes early. I got Rochelle a cake 2 years ago for her birthday, and it was a succulent cake, and it had beautiful buttercream succulents all over it and fresh fruit. And this time, because we were having like a get together, like with, you know, many girls, but this weekend it's just going to be her and I and 2 other girls, and I don't even think the other girls are going to be there for the entire amount of time, so it's just going to be us for some of it. And I was just like, that's 4 girls, we don't need a whole cake, we can just do some cupcakes. So I bought a dozen, and we'll have some to last us the entire weekend. We can have, if there are 4 of us, then we can, or no, how many will, yeah, there'll be 4 of us, so we can have 3 apiece this weekend, 1 for every day, breakfast. Yeah, and I just ordered the exact same cake. I think I ordered a fluffy white cake with vanilla buttercream frosting, and then the fresh fruit on top. My friend Rochelle used to work in a cake decorating position. She worked at a bakery, a cupcakery or a bakery or whatever you would call it. I don't know. I guess it would be a bakery, but yeah, she used to decorate the cupcakes, eat the cupcakes, and after a while of working there, you get sick of the cupcakes. And so she's not like a super dessert girl anymore. Not that she ever really was, but yeah, she's more of a, woo, train tracks. She doesn't like the super rich, like dark double chocolate fudge. Like, she doesn't like that kind of stuff anymore, as far as I know. When I asked her 2 years ago, I was like, what's your favorite kind of cake, by the way? I'm trying to settle an argument with CJ. She was like, oh, fluffy white cake. Like, she likes it light and fluffy and moussey, you know? So yeah. So that's what I got. That is what I ordered. And I would have ordered like a mousse frosting, but the buttercream, it needs to be like a buttercream so that the succulents, like,
go potty.
You got it. 1 minute. So that the succulents like stay, you know, together and in place. It can't be like a super fluffy frosting, because otherwise there would be no grip to it. I'm going to I'm going to take Rose to the bathroom. I will talk to you guys in a little bit. If you made it to the end of this video, leave a cupcake emoji down below, and I will talk to you again very, very soon. Bye.